Hallo und herzlich willkommen zur Inbetriebnahme des
Hello and welcome to the solar log installation training video. My name is Savas Delikiriakos. Today we are going to look at how to set up a solar log after the wiring has been correctly completed. Now open the internet browser of your choice and enter the following into the address bar: http://solar-log- and then the last 4 digits of the solar log serial number. Confirm this with enter, and then you have access to the solar log. You are asked to select a language for the solar log during the initial configuration. Once we have confirmed the selection with next, we have to select the country. This serves two functions. It determines the time zone for the solar log and the currency used for all of the yields that the solar log records. In addition, it is required to confirm the data and time to ensure that the individual components are successfully detected and that the plant is properly monitored. Once this has been checked, we confirm the settings by clicking on Next. If necessary, we can change and correct the settings. After that, we are asked about the access protection settings for the browser menu. We recommend that you always use password protection. To make things a little easier for the installation, we will not activate the password protection for now. Activate the password protection access at the end, before delivering the plant to the customer. That is why we are deactivating the access protection for now. Click on Next. The solar log now asks if we want to use the configuration wizard, or if we would like to do the configuration manually. We recommend that trained installers always use the manual configuration. The reason is that not all of the compatible components on the market can be pre-configured for the setup detection with the configuration wizard. That is why we are clicking on Cancel. After that, click on Configuration at the top. Now we are at the tab for the solar log network settings. It is not required to adjust the settings for the initial setup. Of course, it is always important that first of all, the connected devices are correctly detected. In the first step, we go to the menu Devices. Here then to Definition. Click on the plus button here to select the connected components that the solar log are to detect and monitor. Select the meter from our example, the meter manufacturer, the interface on which the meter should be detected. Confirm this with OK. Click on the plus button to select the additional device. We also want to monitor the inverter. Select the manufacturer. Which manufacturer's device type should be used? The interface is also defined here. We only have two components to detect for our example today, a meter and an inverter. That is why we save everything now after making the configuration selection. Click on Detection on the left. Here we have a matrix that lists the data and devices that we defined. When everything is okay, we can start the detection. The solar log checks all of the interfaces that we defined. It is not necessary to wait until every interface has been completely checked. When the correct number of devices has already been detected, we can save time by clicking on Skip, keeping the detection time as short as possible. Once the solar log is done with the detection, this overview of the corresponding devices and the number of detection devices is displayed. When everything is correct, we can confirm with OK. Click on Cancel if the overview does not match the actual installation. Then we have to check if there is perhaps a wiring problem or some other configuration problems. When we confirm the overview with Yes, the data logger sets up an internal database for the individual components. Well, confirm everything again with OK. Now we have to configure the detected components. We will configure the meter to start with. It is a consumption meter in our example. Configure the meter maximal AC output. This configuration is not relevant for monitoring. It is only needed for the graphic scaling so that the recorded data can be completely displayed in our graphic, without having to rescale anything later. Click on Save after we have configured the meter maximum AC output. Then select our second device. It is an inverter in our example. The maximum AC output also has to be configured here, so that the solar log can correctly perform the feed-in. The feed-in management control also requires that the inverter nominal power is configured here. This information can be found on the inverter's label or in the manual from the manufacturer. In the second step, the actual module output has to be configured, not only for the inverter in total, but also per MPP tracker. Here we configure the individual MPP tracker with the actual installed module output. When we have 10 modules with 100 watts each, we enter 2000 here. These values have to be correct in order for the solar log to properly monitor the system, and to inform you immediately when malfunctions are detected. Click on Save once all of the values have been correctly configured. The settings are then applied to the data logger. The function test can be performed by selecting the yield data. The current consumption and production values are displayed in the tachometer. If you have questions, please contact our support hotline at any time. Thank you.
Unsere Hotline. Dankeschön.